And so today is our club assembly. Very unfortunately, yep, I just talked low. Doo-doo-doo. My slides don't want to work. It's on. No, it's off. That would help if it was on. It's fine. Shannon, you just go to the next slide. So, today we're gonna have a three-bell ceremony for Kathy Zimmerman. She was the mother of Carl Zimmerman, who was our member of our club. Kathy died on March 8th, 1 year and 4 days after Carl died. Um, and she was a member of the Rotary Club of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. She was one of the first four women members of that club when women were able to become members of Rotary in 1987. She was an amazing Rotarian, and she instilled so much into Carl that when he came to Chicago, first Rotary Club he wanted to join was Rotary One, and he was such an amazing member. And when he passed, Kathy continued to support our club with the Carl Zimmerman Scholarship that she gave to every year. She came down every year to give away the scholarship to the student that got the scholarship in his name and to keep his memory alive through his company and through his work. And she was just such a great supporter of our club. She gave me this beautiful plaque of the four-way test from the Rotary Club of Oshkosh that she had given to Carl when he became a member. And the picture that's up there is one of the first times she came, one of the many times she came to our club, but it was the first time I met her when Carl gave her a Paul Harris pen by surprise at um, Cheryl McIntyre's installation. And so I just thought it was such a fitting photo for us to remember her with. Um, I was very heartbroken when I heard about her death. She was battling cancer um, that had just very recently been diagnosed. And so she passed away from complications of cancer. Um, so if we could all have a moment of silence to remember Kathy and all of her great work in Rotary and her great support of Rotary One. Thank you so much for that. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's starting to work. Okay, so our first report today is the Community Service Committee report with Sarah.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today for our club assembly. Wes and I are here to present our Community Service Committee report. Next slide, please. So I like to always thank, oh, does it work? I saw you pushing it. What do I aim at? Oh, what do I, oh, okay. So I always like to thank our committee members. They are listed here. We are a small but very mighty committee that works very hard. We have great meetings that are very productive and to the point. So I just want to highlight a few of the projects that we have completed since the last time we met for one of these club assemblies. So each Wednesday we have the Cornerstone Meal Prep and Delivery. So on Thanksgiving it's a bigger deal, but this happens every week. So if you're interested in doing community service, which is our role here in the club, each Wednesday when Alita announces that, so please consider doing that. The dictionary project is ongoing. That's Wes's purview, where we go to different schools to present dictionaries to the third graders. We have done for the past few years the Fernando Jones Blues Camp. Now, if you were at the birthday party, you heard him play. He was also a speaker of that on that week as well. So that is coming up in July. So this blues camp is for children. I can't remember what the age range is, but they're certainly not past high school, where they are learning to play and sing different styles of music, but mostly blues. So we sponsor the Kid of the Year, if you will. We have the Jesse White Trunk Party coming up again in July. So I believe the date on that is July 13th, 14th. We've done that every year as well, where we pack bags for students going out to college. In September this year, a few people went out to be volunteers for Bike the Drive, so helping to register them, or they were handing out refreshments along the way. In December, we put on a holiday party for the Union League Boys and Girls Club. We presented them with a craft, helped them create. It was like a window thing, like it looked like an ornament. And then we gave them some snacks. We played some games. Our CPS grants are ongoing. That is due on April 9th, so you'll be hearing more about that as the summer starts. And then we are also very proud to have started a college scholarship program. So we had our first couple of winners this year. Hopefully you had a chance to meet each of them. They did come to our lunch. And just to give you some information about them, you can see where they went to school: Truman College, Loyola University. And then Susie, in her case, she's from Cameroon, and she tutored children in her native home. And since moving here, she continues to do high-level community service, feeding homeless, and aiding elderly people with activities of daily living. And then Joanna, who attends Loyola, does really high-level service mentoring at-risk youth. So with that, here are some other pictures. So on the left here is a picture of one of our grant winners from the last round and what she designed for her students at Dominguez Elementary. And in the middle is the holiday craft event. There's Katie in the middle helping one of the students. And then the Cornerstone Meal Prep and delivery is there as well. So we work really hard to come up with different community service ideas. I do plan on doing the river cleanup, which has become very fun. So we'll be doing that. That happens in June. So we have a little bit of time before that happens. And then again, I'm going to make a plug for Wes and the dictionary project. We still need people to go out to the schools. So if you have a day off or you're retired and you're looking for an uplifting thing to do, that'll do it. Is there anything that you think we should add? Yeah. So we'll plug the dictionary project again. Yeah? All right. So thank you very much. And I will turn it over to Andrew and Nancy. I'm like Vanna.
Nancy is absolutely all of the brains and the all the good stuff here on the committee. But thank you all so much. With the membership committee, oh, Slepin right here too.
We're
So
like super small and super mighty.
indeed, we are super small and super mighty, but we are also looking for new members. You know, one of the things that I had the very amazing privilege of the last couple weekends is being at a couple pets, and one of the things I got to do was I got to see incoming President Stephanie Yurchek speak the last 2 weekends. And one of her big initiatives is going to be on membership. In North America, it's been on a 30+ year decline, but there are green shoots. There are clubs that are growing like crazy right now. And so what we're trying to do is figure out what we can do to learn from them and apply that here at our club. One of the biggest things is engagement. And engagement means that when people come into the club, we take time to meet with them, talk with them, get them involved in different committees. And that's something that Nancy, I know I give a lot of credit to because she's doing a great job. and our committee needs help with, though. We cannot do it alone. So one ask we're going to have here is that, for everyone here, make sure if you meet a new member, try and grab a coffee with them. Try and go ahead and make sure that you make a connection with them so they feel something in terms of welcome when they come here, and they have someone who can kind of shepherd them through their experience in our club and all the amazing things that we do. If you can see the different stuff for the growth strategy in 2022 versus 2023, one of the biggest things we need to do is not just attract new members, but also retain them. Because one of the challenges we have, like a lot of Rotary clubs do, is that this is common across Rotary all over North America. I think it's a statistic is something like 50% of members who join cycle out within 2 to 3 years. And I see a lot of people who's been a Rotary member for more than 5 years in the room. 10 years, 15. So how do we get more people who are going to be 20, 30-year members of Rotary, lifetime members? And that's, again, it's going back towards recruiting, bringing more people into the club, and making sure the experience that they have and the people that they meet really focus on making an effort to include them in different things. So hosting a bring a friend meeting, that's a nice, great way for us to go ahead and look, we can bring the club, but you don't need to wait for us to go ahead and do these things. Everyone here in their network knows people who might be a good fit for Rotary. Invite them to something we're doing. The kayak event, it's a great opportunity to get somebody who might not be familiar with Rotary or be like, you know what, the Union League's a little scary for me. I'm not sure about that. There's accessible ways the club is making events now to go ahead and get involved with it. We need to do a good job of promoting those events. Coordinating membership goes with collaboration. We're working hard to make sure we're highlighting the service projects we're doing, the global grants that we're doing, and all the great work that the other committees are doing with our organization. And then going back to engaging members, we're looking at adding different membership tiers. I know the board's been working on a couple different solutions that way to try and figure out how we grow and attract, what the future of Rotary looks like. The world changes and Rotary changes with it. And so that's what our club has to do, is to continually evolve. This is the last thing. Who here has downloaded the Ignite app for the club? I see a couple hands. All right. What I'd like you to do, if you have a moment here, take out your phone, go to the App Store if you've not downloaded it. You can search Ignite, IGNITE, and Member Minder. That should go ahead and pull it up. So I'm going to do it at the same time. It has a flame for the red flame for the icon. So can't see it on my phone right here, but this little red flame here with a little white flame with a red background. Do you guys see that? That is the app. Please download it. I'm going to stay after the meeting if you have any challenges getting in there. But for membership, if you meet somebody, all you need is their phone number or their email, and you can send them the prospect email to get the application process going with that. Everyone here can help grow the club. Plus, if you've ever signed into DACDB and had a challenge, raise your hand. It's not easy. DACDB can be really challenging. The app is easier than Facebook to use. You can actually register for events, pay your dues, all that stuff as well. So, and then the last thing I will say is that when you're out doing the different things, Wes, Joel, and I are signing up for the dictionary project, so don't let me get out of here before we actually pick a date with you. So take service selfies. So we have things in terms of Facebook, things to promote for the club and Instagram as well. So Nancy, that's my piece. I've said enough. Do you have some things you want to add?
That's it. I will say that a couple of us were just talking about how sometimes every once in a while we've gone to a club where it's not as welcoming, and I'm proud to say that I've been in a lot of clubs, and this club is always very welcoming. And the more we get somebody in the room, for everybody, get somebody in the room, it's a very welcoming place, and I'm proud of that. And we'll continue to just try to support everyone in supporting getting new members and retaining members. So.
And again, we're accepting new members for the committee. All right, PR and marketing committee are up next. So Neetha and Mark.
Hi, I'm on Zoom here. Can you hear me?
We can, Neetha.
Okay, great. So let me see. Can you see the slide? Do you have the slides for us or no? Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. So again, thanks to the team for all the wonderful posts. Big Buzz team has been doing most of the posts, which highlights, the programs and then also the members. So the member spotlight um shows more than our events, who we are as a club too. So that helps people see more than our stars for our programs or who we are and also our activities. I will say that I think we need to have more pictures of our activities. So the ones that Sarah, you mentioned earlier. So I think if there are any spotlight ones that you or even International Services Committee or any of the active committees, if there's anything that you want to feature, that would be helpful to show like our service in action things. We have also like done the holiday ones also, so Valentine's Day, and showing even through that different ways of expressing Valentine's Day, like who we are also too. So thanks for everybody posting and sharing yourselves through that too. And then of course the Women of the Year, so our special programs too. The other thing is just keep sharing. So thanks for so we have a lot of people that are definitely repeat sharers. So I appreciate that on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc., and Twitter. And then submit any ideas. So thanks for that. If anybody has any suggestions or any questions, let us know. And then we meet on Thursday, third Thursday at 4:30. So okay. Yeah, so overlapping to the DEI, if you want to go to the next slide, hopefully you have that. Okay, again, I mean, it is kind of connected to the PR in terms of communication. So we definitely want to show action means everything. It's not just about the messaging on the key holidays, but about spotlighting. So the St. Patrick's Day, that was fun. As a group, we are recognizing that holiday, and then we showed that. So, and we did that walk. I think it also went towards organization too. So we showed that. So more things like that. We also have an event next week. So it'll be on Tuesday, the 26th, spotlight on mental health awareness. So we have panelists that are focused in that area, social work, or mental health wellness. So just highlighting that it's something that's for everybody, just like physical fitness, physical wellness, and just appreciating the different experiences that people have and how we can also be more inclusive in that. And then we've had different conversations in our committee before too on as one of our upcoming board members is also visual impaired. So we have those type of conversations of just inclusion in terms of disability. We don't have all the answers, but we start with the conversations too. So if anybody has any suggestions or questions or ways that, we could also expand our diversity and inclusion in our practice. So let us know too. And that's about it, unless anyone has any questions. And I hope to see you all on next Tuesday. Thanks.
Great. Thank you,
Thank
Nitha.
you.
Okay, so the job one committee report, well, I'll just give the report. So applications just closed. We need a space for student training. Oh, you are here, Robert. Well, come on up here, Robert. He was hiding from me.
A little bit late. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. And with job one, we have a really good thing where right now we are looking for a space for where we can host the students. Obviously, if we can get a free space, that would be really great because then we only have to bring in some refreshments and it allows us to take that money and put it towards scholarships and other more meaningful things as opposed to renting a space. So any of you, if you can keep that open. Join us for the training. We're going to need mock interviewers, people that have had experience to work with the kids and bring and tutor and mentor the children as they go through. We are needing right now 25 employers. Yes, 25 employers. So if you could please go through your Rolodex, go through whatever it is, sent out to social media, send some emails out and ask people. This is an excellent way also for folks to get involved with Rotary, right? If they're like, oh, wow, I never knew Rotary had a program like that where we could work with interns. Oh, what else does Rotary do? All right, bring them as a guest, get them here at the meeting. And then we are also looking for support the fundraiser on April 18th. I unfortunately will be out of the country on that day, but otherwise I will be there. I'll be there in spirit. And it's going to be at 4626 North Knox, which is the Irish American Heritage Center. And while the event is free, we'll ask for donations and for people to please donate freely so we can raise some more money for a great organization. Yeah, and we also get one. Yes.
All right. On the employer question, are there guidelines as people think about either their own business or employers that they know? For instance, they need to be in the city, train accessible, et cetera.
Yes, you bring up an excellent point. Yes, they do need to be located in the city of Chicago, hopefully easily accessible by mass transit, unless if it's a virtual scenario. It is for approximately 8 weeks, between 20 to 40 hours at $15.80 per hour. I know Jim Buick, who has been one of the longest standing employers. I should have got a testimonial from Jim, and that he said that the caliber of the students that are being hired is amazing. The kid, they can do really great work, and so and they go on to some really great, incredible schools. So yes, domiciled in the city, and if you cannot hire someone, feel free to give a sponsorship of a quarter student or a half student so we can work with a nonprofit. Yes,
Are these guidelines available on some sort of a handout?
yes.
There's a PDF on the website, there's an employer link, and we can gladly email it out to anyone who is interested.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you. Yeah, Andrew?
It's 6 to 9.
Yeah, okay,
Oh.
well, the event is 6 to 9. Yes.
Yep. And it is on the calendar for you to register. It will go to the Eventbrite link as soon as Andrew gets it to us. And Lisa with Women of the Year.
Well, I want to thank our membership. To start with, we have 6 wonderful candidates who are nominated to be Woman of the Year. And the event, by the way, we have just decided on the date. It is May 14th. So it is a little less than 2 months from today. So we have 6 people who have been submitted as candidates. The board and our Chicago Woman Committee will review them, and then by this week we should know who those people are. Speaking of membership, this has always been slated as a membership event. It started as one. It's still a membership event. So May 14th, we're going to be across the hall in the beautiful main lounge. It's got a new name now, but it's going to be a neat day. And so if you could already decide to put it on your calendar and also to bring somebody, there's going to be it's always a beautiful meeting. And I'm looking around this room, just about everybody in here has played a role and has attended this wonderful day. So May 14th, Tuesday, our 11th Chicago Woman of the Year. and you'll start seeing some information on this and social media stuff, etc. Thank you.
So I believe Shada and Margaret are on Zoom.
Yes. Hi, everybody. We're on Zoom.
Hello, everybody.
Do we have the pages? Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Shada Calderwood, our co-chair of the International Services, along with Marga. Hope you all can hear me well. So with that, Marga and I just got back from a Bolivia trip. It was a service trip. I believe it was long due. We haven't been doing any service trips internationally. So we've done one in Bolivia as the first 5 clubs, and our club is obviously included. We've done many projects in that city, in that country, and we had a great trip. So I was there for a week, and I have some pictures to share with you all. But first, we visited on the first week only, we visited 5 different hospitals and 1 clinic. And then the first part of the trip was all about the initiatives, the projects, that the global grants that we've done. We visited these hospitals to see how it's going. So we received great feedback for the equipment we provided, for the support that we provided. The pictures that you see here is some of the hospitals. The one on the left is one of the hospitals that we provided X-ray. On the right side is the Neuro Children's Hospital, the only hospital for kids for neurological surgeries that's done for the in Bolivia. So as you can see, as a surprise, Rotary One has a flag now outside of the entry, that it's called out, thanking everybody for the initiative. So it was very nice and touching. So there was a lot of tears there. We're laughing here, but there was a lot of tears from joy too. So on the upcoming pictures, I can just show you all the things that we've done. The clinic that we visited on the left side, that's a 50-plus-year-old X-ray machine. So we've already, our club funded some to this initiative, but they are ready to go, and they need a little bit more funding, and Marga and I will talk about that at the upcoming ISC meeting. It's incredible the position that this clinic and the local hospitals are at. They need a lot of help and support from us. On the right side, for the birthday of Rotary, we were there. The district, Livio, the district manager, governor, had a great party there at her near her house. So all the clubs within that Bolivia showed up, and we really had a great time, great bonding time. In the upcoming pictures, we can just go through the other slides. On the left side, you can see that we did the planted a tree event. So that was very touching as well. So now we have a plant in Bolivia. And on the right side, this is another place that we visited. The lady in the white close to the right side, she is the mayor. Mayor also attended the project, and we had a dialogue around what that clinic what the needs are, and we had really in-depth conversation. Everybody was really bought into the machine, that the new X-ray machine that we're going to provide for that particular area, and they were really appreciative of all the support that we've provided over the years. Next, on the left side, the pictures are a little bit mixed. When we arrived, the selfie is taken by the district governor, Livio. His wife is there. Another Rotarian is there. This trip, it was me, Marga, and Barbara from Oakland Rotary Club showed up, which was a lot of fun, a lot of learning, a lot of cry, but a lot of amazing things that we've done, and more things to do, a lot more projects to do. The right side, the picture is from the birthday party. I can tell you that all the doctors we met, they're all Rotarians. Like almost like everybody in Bolivia is a Rotarian. The doctors are Rotarians, supporting each other, supporting our projects. They are really doing an amazing job. I would tell you that the first part of, we visited hospitals and really looked in to what the projects we provided, how they're doing. Second part of was about visiting other hospitals, clinics around the area to see what else they needed. They need a lot of support. Bolivia is the poorest country in South America. So we have a lot more project to do, a lot more global grant to support them. And what you see on the right side is unfortunately for it's a first wife project about HPV project. Marga will go in more in details on that. But all the cases that are positive and just waiting to be supported, like a cabinets of women that's tested positive. Unfortunately, they're just waiting there. So she'll talk about the project. But on the left side, what you see here is was the last I was there for a little over a week, and for the last thing we've done was a service. So we went to the 600 capacity woman prison, and we were there. We can go to the next page. We were there to provide them support. We did I was in charge of glucose check-in and cholesterol check-in. Marga did a few of those as well. So each table really had set up to provide a different medical support for the 600 female that's in the prison. We can go through the pictures. These are just random pictures. I put this picture on the left, the one prior. You can see all the Rotary stuff. So this is Livio's office. They are breeding Rotary in and out, everything they do. Even their normal regular outfits has a Rotary logo. The fellowship is amazing there. It really gave me a lot of energy. All the things that we do on a paper here has huge meaning when you see them in person. So I was very lucky to attend one of these trips on my first years of Rotary. So I was very appreciative. And this is what you see, the prison, what we do there. You can, I think, okay, go with but I'm going to turn it over for Marga for a few other points because I was not there for the second week of the trip. Marga.
Thank you, Sheira. Well, I am Marga Hugo. For those of you who are visiting, I'm past president of the club. Yes, I was able to stay for another 8 days. And well, the trip was beyond emotional because one thing is to read an application, a grant application, or vote or assign funds. The other is to see the impact of what we have done. And that is the main question that we had for all the projects where we were international sponsors. So I have plenty of numbers to share, but we will need another time because there is a lot more to tell you. So one thing I wanted to remind, to tell the club about the Children's Hospital where we donated the electroencephalograms, machines, and other instruments. Thanks to the equipment that we had donated, history took place at the Children's Hospital in Santa Cruz. For the first time ever in a public hospital, there were 2 brain surgeries to children that took place. So that has never happened. This only happened 2 years ago. And that was highly recognized, I would dare to say, at a national level. So we were hearing information like this in everywhere we went to. So, but let me continue to what happened the second week. We're seeing now in the pictures the women in the prison. The man you see guarding the door, that is DG Governor Livio, who was, we had to control the number of women coming in and out because it was so overwhelming that everybody needed some kind of medical attention. So these were preliminary checkups to be continue with further treatment at the hospital or within the prison. But that experience to being among all these women, many of them with their children, that they are in prison, okay, they committed crimes. It was humbling and an eye opener, and Rotary does this kind of work at a national level. So every year they have a national medical campaign, and we were fortunate to take part in this one. Cochabamba was the next city that I traveled with Barbara Berry, who is very involved in the International Services Committee of the Oakland Club, one of the 5 clubs that we have been working with since Marshall brought the fantastic idea of doing projects together. Okay, now what happened in Cochabamba? Many of you who have been in the International Services Committee for many years will remember that we spent a lot of time with a grant to furbish a rehabilitation center for disabled children. I went to visit that place, and I don't recall seeing a place so spotless clean, such a happy place. The women that are working there are, the dedication is just something so moving, because these children, some of them are orphans, some of them have been found in the street, some of them have parents, but they all are highly disabled kids. So we'll send you photos at another moment, because it was really moving. But thanks to all the equipment that is in pristine condition, and remember, this grant is several years old already. It was just the impact has been very important. From there, we went to visit the Vietnam Hospital, and for that grant, we partnered with Solidarity Bridge and the sister organization in Cochabamba called Puente de Solidaridad. We met the director of the hospital, as we did with the other hospitals. Of course, we thought the machine was going to be destined to one particular surgery service, but you have urology, cardiology, traumatology. That machine has done thousands of surgeries since it was installed, and it's coming to the end of its useful life. So some of the instruments need to be replaced. As you know, a laparoscopic tower has several consoles, and depending on the type of surgery you need to do, you insert different instruments. Well, we looked at the machine. It looks like it has been used a lot, but the nice thing about this project relates to sustainability is that the first Bolivian doctors that were trained by Solidarity Bridge in laparoscopic techniques, now they are the senior doctors that are training the incoming surgeons. This hospital is a teaching hospital, so they have become the bosses of laparoscopic surgery in this gigantic hospital. But not only that, they have an old laparoscopic tower that they put in a truck, in a little vehicle, and they go around the villages that are difficult to reach, and they perform laparoscopic surgeries, in faraway places from Cochabamba. So, the vocation and the dedication of these doctors is something beautiful to watch, but we could appreciate how difficult it is to work in these countries where, unfortunately, the government does not invest a lot in health, both for women, children, and men. So after visiting the hospital Vietnam, we went to the offices of Puente de Solidaridad. And that was, we have met Patricia Vargas Rojas, who is the executive director of that office, when she has come to Evanston to meet with her peers in Solidarity Bridge. But they explained to us the impact of our grants. A doctor came from Misque, a town called Misque, which is about an hour from Santa Cruz, and he was asked by Puente to write, the dream list of the things he would need for the emergency room in the hospital where he works. And then he was telling us, yeah, I wrote the list, but, so many people have asked for list and, nothing ever happened. Well, in our partnership with Solidarity Bridge and Puente, these supplies and equipment that he requested, everything arrived. So, I saw this doctor almost in tears, like we had, because I don't think even with that description that he made, we were able to appreciate how far our global grant has gone. I do hope that in our next trip, we are able to go to this small town, because we haven't been able to meet the patients. But, I think those of us who participated in these grants have to be very happy that we did something good for people who really needed it. So what we did at the same time, on behalf of the first 5 clubs, was present the project on prevention, detection, and awareness of cervical cancer, or HPV, the human papilloma virus. And this deserves, if I can have another 5 minutes, we participated in a pilot program, which consisted in, we collaborated $5,000 each of the 5 clubs. And with that, we purchased an equipment that is able to detect very quickly if a woman is HPV positive or not. The picture of the wardrobe of the cabinet that Shada showed you has tens of thousands of slides with pap smear biopsies. And these women were tested positive in 2021, and they have not received treatment. So if you're in a public hospital in Bolivia, you go to have a checkup from the time you do your test until you hear the result. If you're lucky, that is 4 months. But then if you're even luckier, you will get treatment. All right, so the situation is beyond staggering, but you know what? All these doctors work with what they have, and they do the best that what they can. How do we come in? Rotarians in Santa Cruz that were involved in the pilot project, they themselves went village to village and throughout the city of Santa Cruz, educating different communities. In fact, one of the doctors that was doing this is the director of this humongous children's hospital in Santa Cruz, one of the biggest in the country. And he himself was going with other doctors that are involved in the grant to talk to women. Our grant consists in providing the equipment and test kits, so 7,000 women can be tested for HPV. Now, what does this equipment do, which has been, validated? What is the word? I would say blessed by the World Health Organization. Instead of doing biopsies, these women can be, what they're test analyzing is the DNA. So this means that women don't have to go, they themselves can swap themselves, send the kit to the hospital or do the test at the hospital. And while they are waiting, instead of waiting 4 months, it will take an hour to get a negative result and 20 to 30 minutes to obtain to have a HPV positive result. So when Rotarians, both in Santa Cruz, Cochabamba, and Sucre, saw what this represented, it is so revolutionary and it almost sounds like science fiction. But in the pilot program, this testing and care and treatment has already taken place. So we would love to explain more to you, but it like I said, it almost sounds like science fiction. From there, we went to the city of Sucre, where we donated a craniotome to that hospital and what is called a Manfield health head support. And that means that when you're doing brain surgery, the head is fixed in a place so it doesn't move. I have seen pictures of a hospital in Paraguay where they don't have this head support, which the hospital didn't have it until we donated it. And what they do, simply to keep the head fixed to the table, they wrap it with something like the equivalent of a masking tape, okay? So the craniotome has done 1,019 surgeries since we donated it. And the director of the hospital was trying to explain to us how we can imagine, we were saying, you cannot even imagine how it has helped so many people, over 1,000 people. So, after that, we went to the cancer hospital that was started by a group of young surgeons who are, again, very devoted to what they do. And they told us that that hospital is the only cancer hospital in all of the southern part of Bolivia. And that hospital has 14 beds for inpatients. And yeah, hold on a second. I need to look at this. Yeah, thank you. I'll take 2 minutes. Um, and they have an emergency room that has 4 beds. And I asked them, well, what treatments do you do to patients? And yes, we do chemotherapy. And I said, where do you do radiation? And they said, we cannot provide radiation. And that is the only cancer hospital in Bolivia, in the southern part of the country. So, people who need radiation, they just don't get it. Okay. So this hospital has worked also very closely with Solidarity Bridge. So what we're seeing here is a synergy of projects we have done in the past with an organization that will blend with what we're going to be doing with the first 5 projects. With that, I close. I thank you for your attention. We have many more photos to show, but we want to thank all of you for supporting these grants and working on them all these years. Thank you, Alita, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Marga and Shada. I'm always so amazed at all the work that our International Service Committee does for with all the great things that we do in the world, not just in Chicago. So, a president's report. Where are we? So, we have accomplished so many great things this year. Many of them difficult. Hasn't been easy to go before the membership and tell you we have to raise dues, but we have worked forward to make sure that the club is financially stable by raising the dues that we've had. It wasn't easy. It wasn't the greatest thing that you want to put out. We've gone through a great transition to Big Buzz. Thank you all so much for the work you all do. Um, our social media posts and our member spotlights that they put together for us have been amazing. I literally get emails from other clubs, Washington, D.C. Club, the San Diego Rotary Club. They were like, can we get that template for your membership spotlight? They're amazing. And the Rotary Club of San Diego, he's using them like crazy. Like I saw a post today, he has like 15 of them rolling on a video because he just loves that the look. He loves the template. He just loves that taking that time to spotlight all your new members when they come in, and our great older members that sometimes we forget to spotlight you guys and recognize all the great work you all have done in our club. Um, but with all that being said, we still have some work to do. You know, Andrew brought it up. In North America, the Rotary Club's membership has been dying, and our club isn't immune to that, even being the first club. And, you know, we have some great traditions and some great things that we do, but we need to move forward and we need to change. We need to grow. We need to be open to younger members who, as I hate to say it, we're not the old white man's club anymore. And We have to be able to show, newer members and the community at large that that's not what Rotary is anymore. But we still have the same great work. We still have the same great power to some extent to do great things in our community. And the only way we can do the great things that we do in the community is to be a part of the community, to be reflective of the communities that we are in and the communities that we work for, we work with the great organizations like Project Cure, and soon to be the Anti-Defamation League is going to become a member. But how do we grow? And that's up to you all. You know, we're asking me, Sarah, Shada, Laura, we want to know, what do you want to see change in the club? What can we do better? For those members that don't come anymore, let's reach out. Let's find out. Let's ask. What can we do to make you want to come back to be here with us? Because, I remember before COVID, I remember when I first started here, being on the 5th floor, like there was no question what floor we were on when I came to the Union League Club. We were on the 5th floor. There was a good 10 tables, and it was a place to be. There were great people here. There were great speakers, and there was great camaraderie. And unfortunately, COVID took that away from us. you know, um, we have these great options now of Zoom so that we can still have our members to still be a part. Like we love every time Andrea is here. So excited every time I see her when she's able to make it back here. But with us being hybrid, us having those options, she can still be a part if she wants to be virtually from across the world. But what do we do to grow here? What do you all see we need to do to grow and to change? And I really want the answer to that. I really want to know what you all think we should do to grow. What do we need to do to bring in more members, to bring in younger members? Because like with everything, you need younger people. We need that life. We need that energy. We need that excitement. All that excitement we used to have when we first started Rotary. Yeah, all mine is gone now. But no, but seriously, what can we do? Who can we reach out to bring back? I call Colette once a week and I'm like, when are you coming back? I miss you. It's like, I miss cracking jokes with you, you know. Um, but, everyone's life has changed. Maybe the club needs to change. Maybe we need to meet in the morning. Maybe we need to meet at night. Maybe, we need to do something different. But we're open to it. And we all have to be open to that change and be a part of it. It's not just us coming in and saying, hey, we got to change everything and this is how we're doing it. Because it'll never work if the membership isn't a part. And it'll never work if the membership doesn't have a say. And that's what we need. And that's what I task you all. Think about it. What things do you want to see us do? I miss the once a quarter dinners that we used to do. Ted and my husband are great friends now over bourbon from that dinner. Every time Ted sees Eric, he's like, what new bourbon you got? Um, just being able to do those things, those social events. What can we do to get people to come back out to be a part? And, not to put anybody on the side. If you have an idea now, we're open to hear it. If you want to talk to us one-on-one, Sarah's here, I'm here, Shada's here. We're all open to hear. We're all open to listen. So with that very dismal, it is time for birthdays. Betsy and Shelby have birthdays this month, along with Jim Buick, Matthias, Patrick Burns, Natalie Loma, and our soon-to-be new member Jennifer. She has been transferring her membership, I promise you, for 2 years, and she has finally filled out the paperwork yesterday. Yay! So I am not going to lead happy birthday because I have a very scratchy voice. But as a group, if we could sing happy birthday to our birthday people, I think that would be awesome. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Day to you. Yay. We know all the same ones, you know. We have Rotary Means Business every first Monday. Let's see, the CPS Opportunity Grant, April 9th. We talked about Cornerstone on Wednesday. Please, let's get the dictionary project done. It's been a long time since we've been able to do it, so it'd be amazing for us to get rid of all of the dictionaries. And there's some pretty amazing dictionaries, even for a third grader. This 50-year-old person likes that dictionary, so I always try to keep one. I have two grandkids. I have two grandkids, you know. They need an update every year. Um, like we said, we have all of our committee meetings. Come be a part of these committees. You've heard all the great things that these are doing. We can't do it without you all. So we need people to join and be a part. Once again, bring those new ideas to light so that we can grow and do other great things that we probably even haven't even thought about. All our upcoming. So April 2nd, our great member Natalie Loma has a bridal boutique in Nordstrom on Michigan Avenue. She has some great things. And so, you know what? We're going to do something different. We're going to have a Rotary fashion show at the boutique. So, besides me and Betsy, Lisa, who else is going to, as I volunteer people, and we need a couple of gentlemen too. She has some great suits that need to be shown off. Sarah wants to do it. All right. Katie, see, that's what I'm talking about. She's like, oh my God, it's a big production. I'm like, it's just for Rotary. We're just gonna go have some fun. So we will together. We will pick a date to go a couple of days before, so we can make sure we pick out the right dresses and suits. And we're gonna have a great fashion show. Natalie's two boutiques that she has. She has a bridal boutique upstairs and dresses downstairs. So we gonna do it. Awesome. Erica do it too. See, there it is. We love volunteering for things. He is Pancho. You should. Uh, you are distinguished. That's what that is called. It's called distinguished. Exactly. We are inclusive in all of our fashion. So I think that's going to be a great opportunity for us to get together, have some fun, see some great clothes, and just socialize and have a good time. There will be libations for those of us that partake in libations. Some I know many of us do not, but the rest of us will. and, and there'll be some small bites there that day. So that's gonna be awesome. I will let Natalie know of our volunteers. And so district conference is April 20th. The district conference is a great way to hear about all the other projects that are going on in the district, meet other Rotarians in the district. It's a joint conference with 6440 and 6450. So it's a great way to get out there and see what other clubs are doing, how we can borrow their ideas and make them better here at Rotary One, and just be out there. So please register for that. It's downtown at Evanston. And especially if you've never been to Rotary One Center, this is an amazing opportunity to see the center, see the replica of Paul Harris's office, and all those other great tours that they have there. And with that, we are going to stand up and do the four-way test. And I'm going to make Jennifer come up here and help me lead it because she hadn't been here in like 8 months.
Okay, please join me in reciting the things that we think, say, and do. Number one, is it a truth? Number two, is it fair to all concerned? Number three, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Number four, will it be beneficial? And number five, will it be fun?
All right. And with that, I adjourn our meeting.